Hello everyone, Soul Invictus here. We've got the game 2 of the Cat Clan tournament. So that's going to be Mighty Galatia against Mighty Bo5. Magellan is going to be in control of Galatia, and we're going to have Apite controlling Bo5. Faction-wise, Bo5 a better faction, but under the rule set of that tournament, they kind of evened them out. For the build of Bo5, there's going to be 2 Swords Follower, it's going to be 4 Axe Warriors, 2 Levy Freemen, a front line of Veteran Spears. So if we look at the Veteran Spears stats, so not good charge, melee defense very good, good armor, good moral, melee attack and melee weapon damage is very shitty. They do have a 15 bonus versus large, which is not that amazing. Yep. There's going to be 4 heavy horses, 1 noble horse, 2 Levy Freemen on each flank to support the cavalry fight, as well as 3 Celtic Slingers in the front. For Magellan, there's going to be 3 Celtic Slingers? No, 4 Celtic Slingers. My mice is lagging for some reason. 4 Celtic Slingers. There's going to be 2 Galatian noblemen in the front line, on the flanks, Levy Freemen in the middle. So these guys are there to die, I would assume. You've got your Galatian swords, 2 of them, 3 of them actually, and 3 Galatian legionnaire, 2 Cappadocian cavalry, 1 noble horse. So build-wise, I guess you could say that Bo5's build's a bit more flexible. Although it relies heavily on this not so good, very heavy spear infantry, the one advantage they're gonna have is those 2 swords follower, which add-on will be able to beat anything that Galatia has to offer. The other thing that they field and gives them an advantage is gonna be those 4 heavy horse. So add-on, Cappadocian Cav would win against Navy Ores, but the fact that there's 4 of them means that it's easier for them to get caught off guard without getting the charge. There's going to be 2 Galatian Raiders as well. Let us press play. So build-wise, it's a tough one. I mean, on paper, Galatia's build's better, I find. Because he has the potential to win against more units from Bo5 than Bo5 has the potential to win versus Galatia. It's going to be a close one. If we compare, so Galatian noblesmen do have 30 weapon damage, which is a big plus. So this means that they will be able to utterly wreck those spears. And obviously it's a more expensive unit, so that makes sense. And the Axe Warrior should get wrecked as well by the Galatian noblesmen. They do have that 32 charge bonus, which is going to be slightly better even than the Galatian legionnaires. This Galatian Raider unit's gonna have to be used to perfection in order to cripple Bo5's Cav. We'll see them being used kind of defensively. Sip of coffee. Oof, homemade McDonald coffee, can't beat that. So yeah, that's it. He absolutely has to damage those heavy ores. And as those units are kept for late game, they can actually be very deadly, especially versus Axe Warriors. In a late game, a rear charge from Galatian Raiders will hurt Axe Warriors. Probably not hurt Sword Followers, but Axe Warrior will take a beating. A bit less armor, a bit less melee defense. Actually, it's not that much less. It's really on the charge that they lose the Axe Warriors. Galatia's gonna have a much better skirmishing force as well. So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. If Galatia's able to keep their slingers safe throughout the game, this could result in a victory for Galatia. So we'll see the attack order being issued on the cavalry, and so that's a very good move. And then we're gonna get the Galatian Raiders perhaps getting a few jabs in there. Ooh, yeah, good move. So that heavy horse is down a bit on HP. We'll see a massive push towards the right flank of Galatia, and we'll take a second to pinpoint a good maneuver that this guy's doing. So actually, let's just cover that. The meat shield engagement will go in Bo5's favor because their meat shield is actually an elite meat shield. So you saw him move his whole army there, but the slingers are going to be apart from the army. The reason they do that, good players normally tend to do that, is that while you maneuver with your army, your slingers are still going to be able to get their shots in. So he got a few crucial shots, actually brought down that heavy horse. Very good play here by our friend Magellan. Let's press play. Let's see what's happening there. Okay. So we'll get Galatian Nobleman countercharged by Axe Warrior. That's not good. Veteran Spear being countered by Galatian Sword. Okay, so there's gonna be a fight in between Veteran Spears. Veteran Spear kind of catching up with the Levy Free. This cav was used to blunt the charge, a good move by him. Galatian Noblesman being pulled out from that fight, as they should. They got caught off guard. Now this Galatian Legionnaire came in late and should be able to win that fight. This Galatian Legionnaire just got an add-on charge on the Veteran Spears, and also this Veteran Spear got caught. The center of Galatia is starting to collapse. This could be bad for a potential hammer and anvils. So far from the engagement, I feel like Galatia's got a bit of an upper hand. Although that collapse in the middle is big. This heavy ore is getting absolutely shredded by the Cappadocian Cavalry and the Levy Freeman. Am I recording? Yes, I am. And then Galatian swords coming in to fight those Veteran Spears. So yeah, the center of Galatia has collapsed. The flanks are winning whatsoever. And quite frankly, I'd rather win on the flanks than in the center. And the reason being is that if your slingers are properly guarded, look at that. That's just a lot of missiles being fired at that cavalry, from what I understand. Yep. Beautiful job there, targeting the enemy's cavalry. That's terrible. This heavy horse is gonna absolutely bite the dust. Yeah, but it's being reinforced by Sword's follower. So what happened really is that where those Sword follower were, it seems like they were able to punch through. Galatian Legionnaires, they're dying. So this is actually still pretty even, although what we see there is a bit more of a LT cavalry contingent for Galatia. Although the general took a beating, 47, 27, those Galatian raiders got into melee, and as you see, they are getting some kills. Sorry about that. Heavy horse off the battlefield. Same goes for that one, and then we've got a relatively LT general. So it looks like Bo5 has more swords infantry, but really 2 of these infantry are deadly, 98 left, 82 left, so they're highly depleted but deadly units. As per the rest, it's kind of it's not a killing force really, it's more of support unit. So you have the Axe Warriors with amazing armor penetration damage. Ouch, that sucked. Should have went around. There's so much micro in those battles, can't blame him. It happens, you know. So yeah, that's it. So most of these units are actually going to be support units like Axe Warrior and Veteran Spear. This is an amazing unit to combine with a 30 weapon damage spear, or perhaps get them in melee against a very cheap unit after you've blunted their charge. But there's no cavalry to blunt charges for the Axe Warrior to perform well. This is looking better for Galatia actually. Oh, the Axe Warrior there's giving quite a performance. 64 kill. Super close battle. Both those players played relatively well. I tell you what hurt Bo5 a lot was the way those spears got what's their name? Veteran Spears got carried away in the center, running after the meat shield of Galatia and then getting caught by Galatian Legionnaires. That was a game-changing event, really, truly was. And the fact that there's 4 LT slingers just raining down on those sword followers, a big freaking issue for Bo5. Then we get the Galatian raiders committing to a charge, and at this point, so yes, they're going to be countercharged by noble ores, but at this point, I would say that it's worth it to go after the slingers of Bo5. You get that cavalry obligated to commit. As you see from that, is the slingers are going to be sent in to fire at the general. That was kind of a trap for the noble horse general. Although he mopped the floor with the Galatian raiders. Are we going to see some volley getting in? No, okay, we're targeting into the Veteran Spear. We do see a counter charge from the noble horse. Cappadocian colliding with the Celtic slingers, and those Galatian noblesmen should be able to reinforce soon. Galatian General might die at any time there, but it's too little too late. The General, yeah, the General die, it doesn't affect Galatia at that point. Balance of powers too much in their favor. Good job to our friend Magellan, that was well played. Beating Boyai is no easy task. Then again, of course, the unorthodox build of Boyai did not help. I am quite certain that the rules are a big factor into the defeat of Boyai there. Good game, Aplite. If we look at the kills from Aplite, the cavalry got absolutely mauled, both by the Cappadocian cavalry and the slingers of Galatia. To me, from what I saw, it was more the slingers than the cavalry, really. Early in the game, that was their first target, cavalry. He ignored the enemy slingers, so very good move there by Magellan to recognize the strength of his opponent's build, those heavy horse, and just focus fire on them. The two swords follower that were fielded, one of them doing great, the other one a decent job indeed. Well, as a matter of fact, both a decent job, nothing too stellar. Those poor veteran spears. I mean, these units cost what? I think it's something around 600 something denarii. And I mean, less kill than the some of the axe warriors that are even cheaper. Levy 3, one of them 23 killed, the other not so much. Axe warriors, two of them doing a good job, considering they're a cheaper unit. One of them getting crapped on, the other meh. Noble Horse General, not enough. Although it was used, this unit was used well to blunt charge as well as give protection to the slingers. So I mean, tactical purpose-wise, did a good job. As Galatian Raiders ended up doing decent, considering they did not get involved early in the battle with the javelins. I actually lost track of them. Perhaps they got some crucial jab at some point. Cappadocian Cab, one of them doing fantastic, the other not so much. The slingers, fantastic job. At the exception of those two Galatian legionnaires that just got an absurd amount of kill, these guys truly were the MVPs in my opinion. Bringing down the heavy horse and then focusing on the swords follower. So these guys, without the slingers, could have gotten up to 200 kill from what I saw in the flow of the battle. They punched through the middle. They were ready to collapse, to expand towards the flank and go support their units. But they couldn't do that because of the slingers. Galatian swords, look at that. Talk about cost effectiveness. 175 kill, 118, fantastic job. Galatian Nobleman, 146, 71. Good job by those two units. Although a lot of those kills, I would assume, would have been on the flanks, perhaps against a Levy Freeman or something, because we're not seeing any chevron. Levy Freeman doing what Levy Freeman do best, which is to die. So that was game 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. We're going to jump into game 3. So this is currently 2-0 for Magellan. So we'll have to see if Aplites can pull some trick from his hat for game 3. Thank you guys for listening. Sol Invictus signing off.